Hello everyone, I'm Dominique. Nice to meet ya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I don't usually post things on YouTube because I got shit equipment. I'm doing this on my phone, but I just got good enough, whatever you call it. So, the reason I'm making this video today is because a very important event is coming up in my life. And, a lot of people, some people know what this event means to me. And I'm making this video to kind of have more context, more information about me and what this upcoming event means to me. So for those of you who don't know, I was raised on Vancouver Island, Canada, BC, and I was born in Winnipeg, but raised on the island. And during my time on the island, my biological father was in the military, so we were moving from place to place, but it's an island. We were moving all over the island, so there wasn't really far to go. But we finally stopped in one place, Cowichan Valley, and I went to elementary school there. And for the sake of the video, I'm not going to be saying anyone's actual name, but they know who they are. And I met two of my oldest friends there. They're both guys. Super nice guys, super sweet guys. And we went to middle school together, because there's middle school out there. And I met some more people. I met a girl with glasses who was super quirky and super awesome, and she means a lot to me because she was the one, I'm just going to say it out loud because there's no point on keeping things hidden, but she's the one who made me realize that I was being neglected and abused by my biological father. And she also was the one who told me that if I'm ever uncomfortable in the place that I am, having anxiety or something, to draw a picture of me somewhere where I'm comfortable and I'm happy. And I've been doing that for a long time now because of her telling me to do that. And also in middle school, I met, I'm going to say her name because she can kill me if she wants to. She has full permission to kick my butt, and she knows it, and she will. But Hayden. I met Hayden in middle school. And her and I, in middle school, were just like, you. Like, she was one of the popular girls. I was one of the, I hate everyone and I'm gonna go hide in my own corner kind of girls. I never hung out with anyone, except for, say, a select few friends. Friends who meant a lot to me. And, her mom was a carpenter. And my biological father bought a place with his wife, and I was living there, and they decided to turn the garage into a couple of rooms for the kids. And that house was haunted. Oh, yeah. That's a different story. And so they contracted her. She was contractor. I don't know. She'll correct me. And so she fixed the house and everything, and she built those places. It was pretty awesome. And she thought I was adorable, and she thought I was super cute and super nice, and she's like, I'm gonna hook you up with my daughter. And Hayden. So, first time we met, we weren't really sure about each other, you know. Okay, we're just gonna hang out, you know, it's what the parents want. And then I found her doll collection. And the rest is history. But anyways, I'm talking about why I am where I am now and why that trip is so important to me is because most of the people I went to elementary school with and into middle school with, I ended up in high school with them. And as we got into high school, all of our bonds became stuck like glue. Like we all became super close, and I could tell them anything, and they would tell me their honest to God truth. And I loved them all for that. But when I was 15, I was sent to visit my mother in Ontario. Now, for a little bit of context, my mother, I was not raised by my mother. I was raised by my biological father. I'm just trying to think of how to word this, how to say it, because I don't really say it out loud very often, but I would go visit her at least once every 2 years. And I'd spend the month with her. The first time I met my mother, I did not know who she was. I was scared of my mother. I hid behind my big brother, and I didn't want to talk to her. I just wanted to go back home with my dad. Of course, that was obviously heartbreaking to my mother, but I was a kid. I was a toddler. I didn't know what was what. And then eventually I grew to know that it was my mother. And because my brother was all over her, was Mama, you know. So I went for a trip to see my mother the year prior, like when I was 14. Things didn't go too well because at that age, you know, you're going into your teenage angst stage and everything is trouble for you and you don't want to do anything. So that's how I was. And then when I was 15, I was sent to see my mom again. And of course, me being teen angst and everything, I was a terrible child. Oh, I was so rude and mean. But it escalated whenever we were getting ready to send me back to Vancouver Island. We had our tickets sent for my plane. And then, as we were going to get them, they were canceled. And then, it wasn't my brother who received the email. It wasn't my mom who received the email. It wasn't my sister who received the email. It was my brother's girlfriend at the time who received the email. And the email basically said, "We don't want you anymore. Don't come back. If you come back, we're putting you in foster care." And that's when everything broke inside of me. I haven't been back to Vancouver Island since I was 15. I am 24 now. And my life here in Ontario had been very, very rough. I'll go into context onto that. I'll detail that later if anybody asks, because I think it's right for people to know and for people to learn from what I've gone through. I want, if anything blows up on my channel, if anything becomes a big thing on my channel, then I'm going to do everything I can to teach people of what they can do if they're in my situation. They were in my past situation. Right now in life, I'm doing very well. I have a car, you know, I'm always next to my mom. My mom and my brother and my sister, they mean the world to me. They mean everything to me. But being stripped away from Vancouver Island at a young age, a young susceptible age, and being torn away from all your friends that you think you're never going to ever see again, it's heartbreaking, and it's a pain I don't want to feel again. And I will do everything in my power to never feel that pain again. So this trip going back to see Vancouver Island, it's not just me going on a vacation. This trip is me going to see everything that I was torn from. The mountains, the skies, the ocean, the sights, the sounds. I miss walking over a bridge and looking down and seeing the creek and just standing there for maybe 5 minutes listening to the sounds of the creek. I also had my first girlfriend on Vancouver Island. I was torn away from her because, of course, my dad didn't want me to be with her. And I'm going to see my heroes. Hayden and her mom and her sister too. They were a vital part in my survival. I became suicidal at the age of 14. I tried to kill myself for the first time in the summer of me being 14. I tried to poison myself. I'm just going to put that out there because everyone goes through it. And I ran away from home. I don't know if it was that night, but it was after a huge fight. It was a big enough fight that I was begging my biological father to stop screaming at me. Even so that his wife came in and said, she knows, just stop. I was begging him. I was saying, please, I'm sorry for whatever I did. I am so sorry. Just please stop yelling at me. So I ran away to my best friend's house. I banged on the windows and the doors, and they let me in, and I was screaming and I was crying, and they held me. They pulled me onto the couch, turned on a movie or something, and they held me, and they let me cry, and I told them everything, and they let it happen. They let me cry. They let me get it all out of my system. And then after that, they decided, well, she's ours now. So my biological father showed up to try and take me back. He knew I was there. Of course I was there. And they told him straight up that if they tried to take me, they were calling Child Protective Services on him. Luckily, he backed off. And they kept me there for about a week until I was comfortable enough to go home. And they cared for me. I helped them do chores, and we watched movies, and we hung out as a real family. I wasn't forced to do anything. I wasn't forced to go to school. They let me stay home from school. I wasn't forced to do this, that, or the other thing like I was at home. They just let me be me and relax and calm. And so me going back to BC to see them is filling a gap in my heart that I've had for almost 10 years. And I'm going to cry a lot. And these are going to be tears of joy. Tears of knowing that I am safe with them. That I'm on the island to be safe and to be happy and to be loved. And I'm bringing my boyfriend along because he's been a huge part in my life. He's been everything I could have ever asked for in a partner in my life. So I want him to meet the people who saved me from myself and from my abuser. Now, I think that's it for this video. That's as much detail as I'm going to go into for now. If anybody wants any more details, yeah, sure. I'll find the time to make a video for that. I mean, yeah, I got time. But I'm also making this video to say that I'm going to be doing a series on my trip to BC. I want to show you guys how happy I am to go back. All the emotional events and everything. I want it all to be on camera. I want it to be saved. I want it to be like something I can look back on and go, oh, hey, there's me bawling my eyes out with all the people I love. But yeah, thank you very much for watching my video. If you're going through a difficult time in your life, please contact any suicide prevention numbers that are available. I don't have the number with me on me at the moment. I'll put it in the description box down below. Yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. This is Zombieland, Babe, or Dead Cheshire, whichever one you decide to go with. And yeah, like my video if you want to. Comment down below. I'm here to hear anyone's stories. I'm here I've been through enough bullshit in my life that I don't want any of you to go through. So yeah, thanks, and bye.